Welcome back to Kim's Creations. You can see I have a mess on my table, and it's because I did a previous round and I had so much fun doing it that I decided to go again with the same colors but do it just a little bit differently. So watch as I try and get my round centered here, and once I get it as close as I can, that's pretty good, we'll get started with the paints. As I get my hands dirty again. All right, what the heck? It's fluid art. You're supposed to, if you're not getting dirty, you're not having enough fun. All right, my black this time I made a little thinner. I did thin down my other paints, and I just cut off the top of a, I think it's a 3-ounce plastic cup. And so we'll see what happens. Hopefully it's not too thin because I do want my cells to hold up, but we'll see. All right, I'm gonna go in reverse order, I think. Well, let's get this started off with a puddle of black. This is Cerulian blue. All my paints, with the exception of the black, are from Mont. Oh, I'm already seeing the paint come through. I did just drop right there, but, you know, hey. My cup is lifting up. I just dribbled over here. But as I'm going for cells, I don't think it's gonna matter. Look at that. That'll roll over on itself. I'm making a mess. Look at those. I have no silicone in this. None of my paints have any silicone in it. I'm gonna throw some black in here now. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow. Just stay there. Pouring up high forces that paint down, and it also pierces through the levels, and that's how you get some of these cells. And it's just also difference in the paint opacities. Wow. Gosh darn it. Dribbled. I'm gonna try leaving it at that. Let me torch. Torching is also heating up the paint, and it'll help the different density paints move through each other. Oh, I just love this. Okay. I'm gonna have to swirly. think I like that lighter ring better. Oh my gosh, just look at all those cells popping up. So I'm just giving it a chance to do its thing. Pop in air bubbles. And when you pop the air bubbles also travel up through the paint. And when they get to the surface and you pop them, they're carrying some of those colors as they come up. So that's how you also get some of these multicolored cells in here. All right, I am going to use my finger to swirl. Maybe I'll just use, what am I gonna use? I might use my chopstick. There we go. Just trying to create a kind of interesting pattern. And I'm wiping off my chopstick between my drags. That yellow through the red. Okay. I think I've got a kind of a cool pattern going here. Is there anything else I want to do? Look at all those cells popping up. Woohoo! What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put some flow extender on, which is just more of my paint. Okay. Give this a gentle spin. And if I have to lose anything, like have it off center to keep this black negative space, I think I want to lose it down here. Oh my goodness, all these things. All these things. I'm just tapping the side of my canvas to wet it. Make sure that all the edges are covered. It also helps the paint flow over the edges. Okay, let's torch again. As the paint thins out, more bubbles come up, more paint comes up. Which makes it fun. It's got a little bit of a Nautilus feel to it too. Let's see. I may end up having to pick it up and tip it. Tip it, tilt it, you know. do I tell you what I'm contemplating? Because then what if I don't do it and I'll get you guys all excited and then I won't do it? Oh, I wish I could leave it just like this, but there's too much paint in the middle. I could suck the paint up in a syringe. That's an option. I wish there were some cells in through here, maybe in through here, maybe over here or in certain spots. So what I could do is kind of do like a chameleon thing where you actually dab the silicone in there. I put a big thing of silicone right on the table. And now I'm just gonna drop it in. Drop it like it's hot. Oops. Hands were too shaky. So I continue this process of dunking my skewer into the silicone and then placing it into the paint in certain areas, just wherever it called to me. Between each poke, I did clean off my stick, and it was quite fun just playing around with the paint and experimenting with this. So I highly suggest it. I think I'm going to start tipping this a bit. Ooh, yeah, that's a lot. Ooh, and there's a big goober in there. Oh, look how big that opened up. So the paint around the sides is drying. I don't think I want to tip it too much. So what I could do is suck the paint out of the middle. And I think that's what I'm going to do, because everything else is so darn cool. I don't like that blob there. So I'm just using a pipette to suck up paint in areas where I didn't like some of the cells, and they happen to coincide with that center area where there was a lot of paint for me to suck out. Eventually it kind of got to the point where just even sucking the paint out wasn't doing a good enough job. So especially with that big black blob that you see kind of in the middle of the screen, and as I'm tipping it around, it's Elon, there I am. So I resort to finger dabbing. I think that'll dry. I think that'll dry okay. Hope it'll dry okay. I just wanted to show you guys something. As my piece here was drying, I noticed it was starting to dry a little funny, and I was worried the paint was going to crack because I did have quite a bit of paint that was still on this piece. So if you need to slow your drying time down, cover it. I did leave ever so slightly some air to allow it to come in. but it slows that drying process down tremendously. And there is my finished piece, and it is perfect. No cracks, no issues, just 100% gloriousness. So that's a great tip for you guys, and I love how this came out. Look at those cells. And the little baby ones. Ooh, come on, focus, focus. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with this piece. Now I will have to, of course, clean it. This was the piece where I did not spray it with silicone, but I did play around with silicone, adding it in dots and places. And it's interesting because you can completely tell where I used silicone on the end of my stick. And here are the ones. You can kind of see because they've got that circle in between, that bit. These ones here as well, you can actually see how the silicone ring went out. But those cells are very much silicone generated versus these ones, which were just generated because of the different opacities of the paints. But look, that one is very cool, even as a generated cell, if you will. So it was fun to experiment with it. Here's another one of those generated silicone cells in the maze of the others. So now you'll be able to kind of pinpoint in this piece which ones I made happen versus ones that occurred naturally. But let me know what you think of this piece. I really love it. I love how vibrant it is. Yeah, so I'm very, very happy with this. Anyway, thanks so much for being here. I appreciate you taking the time to watch these videos. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next video. Bye for now.